Okay guys, another week for intermediate. Here we go with the same flow. Professor's gonna grab my head on the collar tie, I'm gonna post, come to the back. He strips my grips, thumbs in, looks away from the hand, faces me. He's gonna push. I arm drag, same thing, this time he enters into the side clench position. Head position, high underhook. Remember, then he goes to my body, not right away. Sets down, the inside position, and escape. Okay? Immediately, I make some grips. Stretch them out. Enter the ashi with a single leg X. Come up. Knee slice. Professor escapes the side control. Close guard. Sleeping collar. Tap block. Arm bar. Tap. Trap triangle. Swim the arm to the mat. And triangle. Now it goes the other way. He posts my arm to my back. I strip the grip. Push him, he arm drags. I strip the grip. Enter. Lock the body. Set down. Side control escape. He makes his grips. Enters. Sweeps. Comes up, knee slices. Side control escape. Close the guard. Sleeping collar. Top lock. Sorry. Finish. Pulls it out. Trap the triangle. Arm on the mat. And invert for the finish. 1, 2, 3. Okay guys, where we're gonna change the flow is we're gonna stop at this underhook position, and Professor's gonna give me a different response, okay? So the reason, again, remember, when I'm escaping this position, the reason that I'm not going directly to his waist is because he moves his hips back from here, whizzers, and it makes me vulnerable. What I want to do, I'm going to go to the side so they can see it a little better, is that when I enter this underhook position, I have this high underhook. So he feels very controlled. His back is vulnerable, his waist is vulnerable, and his leg is vulnerable. So he whizzers and tries to get his hips away. As his hips get away, I cup his head and I bring it underneath of my chest. Okay, so that his head is directly underneath my chest, and I'm going to cup his chin. Notice my right elbow is very closed off to my hip. It's not wide. When it's wide, it allows for a duck under, and he exposes my back. Okay, so making sure from the underhook, he moves those hips away. I give him a little guidance, close off my elbows. Now we're going to look at the snap down position. I'm going to step out and I'm going to step back and spin, putting his hands on the mat. Once I have his hands on the mat and his head down, I want my shoulder on the back of the neck. I'm still cupping the chin, and I'm going to release this hand out and cup the tricep. This is the way I want to go to circle to the back. Move and pull the arm up, draw my head around and attach my knee to my elbow so that he cannot block my waist. From this position, knee in the space, spin around. And here I am, spin please. In my seatbelt grip position, okay? From here, where are we gonna go? This is last week, a little bit back attacks, okay? Switch my knee in the space, very basic. Fall over, hooks in, gather the arm, choking. He holds 2 on 1, passes, spins around, stands up in my guard, and then I get up in base. And now it will go the other way. We'll have the other person in the underhook, okay? So we're both practicing. But one more time, okay? We're in this underhook position. There he goes. Give him some guidance. Closed elbow. Step out and spin. Block the arm, shoulder in the back of the neck. Pull, head across, knee touches elbow. Spin. The reason we're doing this knee touch the elbow thing is I don't want his hand to block my waist. Now I can't take his back. When my knee touches the elbow, there's none of that. Switch. Seatbelt grip. Switch the knee into space. Pull him over. Spin. Choke. 2-on-1. Pass. Spin around. And now I'm just going to stand up. 1, 2, 3. Okay guys, here we go. We are going to look at some back attacks today. We're going to look at just the very, very basic collar chokes in the gi on the back. I'm going to show how they can be applied both from the choking and the underhook side. So it doesn't really matter. What matters, again, we talked about it last week, the last 2 weeks in the escaping aspects, is the head position. Their head, my partner's head, in between my choking arm and my head. So here we go. Seatbelt grip, open, feed the collar. So I've established my choking arm. It's my right one. I'm gonna fall over towards that choking side. You can move your hands, okay? My hand comes down and grabs the other gi, okay, the other lapel. Now the biggest mistake that people have when they do this choke is they squeeze like a rear naked choke. That is not correct, okay? First I'm gonna show it without the second grip, okay? My head is going to extend, my head and chest are going to pull away, and my pinky is going to go towards the mat. And that's what applies the choke. Okay, again, squeeze or no squeeze? No squeeze, no squeeze, right? No. A slicing across, a rotation action. With the second hand applied, grabs the lapel, and it pulls straight down. Straight down, same motion, there's the choke. Okay? You okay?
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
That's option number 1. Option number 2 is when you cannot quite get this lapel. So he grabs that lapel and it's out of the way in some way. My hand comes up, stays under, up, behind his head, and now I apply the same motions. So one more time. Choke 1 with the lapel, choke 2 up, chop behind the head, paper cut. The same chokes, guys, can be applied from this underhook side. Grab, choke, hand up, behind, choke, and lastly, where we're going to get into, loop, loop, sit up, and arm bar. So again, from the underhook side, okay, I'm on the neck, or maybe I'm just here. I fall to the underhook side, creating a good angle. Feed the collar, lapel choke, hand choke, loop, push his head, sit up. Notice I sat up with the armbar here. I did not stay laying down. All right, guys, have at it. 1, 2, 3.